November 2015, the Universal Zulu Nation celebrated the 42nd anniversary of the Universal Zulu Nation and 41 years of hip-hop culture by holding 3 events in London and Leeds. The anniversary celebrations kick-started with the opening of the Hip Hop Culture exhibition at the House of Vans, exhibiting artwork from Dan Lish, Bunny Bread, Keith Hopewell, aka Part 2ism, and Kings Davies.
I saw that there was a beautiful mix of artwork, and it just gave me the opportunity to just take a look and really reflect.
The purpose of the exhibition was to illustrate the many forms of what is known as hip hop culture. The opening night also consisted of live performances from Spats and Jerome Hill, Beeline Recordings Showcase,
We've got a dog on beat now. We're gonna call our very own.
When you see your stars hardcore,
DJ Supreme,
dance track record board.
Chester P,
What's the world without love? I hold my head up and smile.
and Black Twang.
So, you don't need to be what.
The following day was the Universal Zulu Nation Community Day, which consisted of workshops organised by the Universal Zulu Nation and their partners.
When I was walking through the event, it was so amazing.
It was like a completely different world.
And I hadn't seen anything really like it before. Everything was just diverse and together.
So I participated in the graffiti/drawing workshop. It was sick.
The teacher taught us how to draw and how to hold the pencil properly and make your picture stand out. In the beat making, there was like a pad and you touched different buttons on it and it made noises to give you a beat.
Teaching us that there's no limitations to what you can do with music and beat making.
With the rap and poetry workshop, we had to write down words and their meanings and what they meant to you. And at the end, we had to make a rap to do with all the things that you wrote down, because there's no wrong or right answer, so it's just everybody just getting together and having fun. With the drumming workshop, there was a man and we were in groups and we learned how to drum.
The workshop I did was the dance workshop, so it was the hip hop and the locking and the Afro fusion.
There was different styles of dance, and when each different teacher came in to teach you a different dance, I learned new steps, which I've never tried before.
The whole purpose of the day was to give the young participants a well-rounded view of all the elements of hip-hop culture.
I think it's incredibly important to see a lot more of this, so that they're actually learning about something.
So I never knew how these experiences could change how I would see stuff. I thought only hip-hop culture was just one specific thing, but then it was just different things together.
And to experience other people that's into the same things as you all can find into one space, I think sounds really amazing.
It was more the culture of hip-hop and educating young people about the roots of hip-hop.
The day also consisted of screening of well-crafted documentaries such as NG83 When We Were B-Boys by Claude Knight and B-Boy Mercenaries by Charlie Marble. There was a live discussion called The Meeting of the Minds, hosted by John Z.D, with prominent panellists who represented all elements debating about hip-hop culture.
For me, what's dope about hip-hop now is the way I can use it as an education tool and take it into young people and take it into youth clubs and set up projects.
UK made grime, that's what we brought. We didn't make hip-hop, but we've made our music in this country, and that's what we need to support, and we've got to bring them together.
The only way, surely, of creating a community is somehow making alliances with those other communities.
My brother's 21. He listens to what I listen to. His friends, they don't know about all of this stuff that you guys are talking about, and realistically, they don't want to know what all of you guys are talking about.
But there is no connection between them and us, and part of the responsibility for that lies with us.
The thing that hip-hop's lacking right now is the coolness that it had back then. Until it gets that back, that's the only way hip-hop can actually get back to where it needs to get to.
I just think we need a context to pull it together to give it more power as a culture and not it be disparate forms.
Shortly after Meeting of the Minds, John Z.D discussed the preservation of the London hip-hop scene's earlier generation through the photographic works of the artist Bunny Bread. Last and not least, the London Community Day came to an end with some live music.
This exhibition gave the opportunity for young people to be able to tap into that and to really be free to express themselves.
Educating young people about the roots of hip-hop, the event managed to distinguish between sort of your current trends in hip-hop to where it originally came from and what it was and how educational it can be, and I think that was the key that had the major impact.
It's important to have events like these because it gets people together and to have an understanding about the culture. Because when I went there, I didn't know much about the hip-hop culture. So for me to come there and learn about it, it opened my eyes.
Without them, then you wouldn't know as much about the hip-hop culture as you do going to them. You would only limit yourself to certain things, but with these experiences, you can look beyond that line of limits.
It allows you to express yourself without being frowned upon or, looked down on. So I think it's an amazing opportunity.
I enjoyed it really well, and it was just mind-blowing.
Shortly after the London anniversary celebrations, the Universal Zulu Nation had another community day at the Leeds City Museum. The community day consisted of workshops based on the hip-hop culture, ranging from graffiti arts, DJing, beat making, MCing, beatbox and dance workshops.
The event so far has been amazing. When I walked in here, I saw a lot of stuff going on with the workshops and loads of kids learning, which was just brilliant. Having so many children learn from this particular art form about how to be themselves was overwhelming.
There was also a baby block party in order for the toddlers to participate in the annual celebrations.
I had a great day at the event. The workshop was really fun. I think the workshop was really fun. The workshop is extra good.
This kind of event actually teach culture to each and every one of us. Plus, it's very important for young people to have this kind of event. The young people can learn a lot more things about different type of people, different type of age, genre, and it shows that we're all human and it's equal. So it's very, very important to have this kind of thing every time.
There were special guest appearances from Talib Kweli and Akala, who were honoured with the Universal Zulu Nation Wisdom Awards, along with Donald D, Dynamax and DJ Supreme from Ice-T's Rhyme Syndicate, and some key individuals who have played a pivotal role in the community through the use of hip-hop culture.
I'm very honoured by this. The Zulu Nation, as far as hip-hop, for me, the Zulu Nation is hip-hop. When hip-hop, before the internet, before the radio, hip-hop spread globally, all over the planet, from the Bronx, New York City, to Sao Paulo, Brazil, to Africa, to Asia, to here in Leeds, because of the efforts of people from the Zulu Nation. It was Zulu Nation people who took the culture hip-hop and went all over the world and allowed artists like myself to be able to come up in hip-hop and make a living and feed my family because of the efforts of the men and women of the Zulu Nation. So for me to be getting an award on behalf of the Zulu Nation feels like, it just feels incredible. It feels like full circle, and I thank y'all.
There were live performances from local artists as well as artists who travelled far and wide to be part of the hip-hop celebration.
Live show, party, yo, if you love hip-hop, put your hands up. When I say hey, you say ho, hey, hey.
There was an outstanding performance from the Abstract Orchestra playing some of Talib Kweli's classic tracks.
Look up in the shine, recognize the sunshine.
Hey, 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 hey. We go on and on.
Nothing you tonight when it's fire in your eyes.
Yo.
The event's grand finale was the Meeting of the Minds, a live debate hosted by TJ Chill, discussing hip-hop culture with prominent members of the hip-hop community.
We love hip-hop. I think it has to be deeper than us pulling together as people who love all the elements, but we have to figure out on our own, without corporations being involved, how do we monetize the other elements?
Hip-hop doesn't ask permission. So I suppose saying how do we open up public spaces is in some ways the wrong question. Hip-hop forces its way in, whether you want to let it in or not. Hip-hop's like, I'm here, I'm doing what I'm doing. That's how it came to be in the first place.
You can really find yourself, and that could be reflected in any of the elements of hip-hop.
I believe that hip-hop should be taught in schools alongside classical and all the other music genres.
We built this thing off nothing, and then it became a multi-million-dollar industry.
but it's our God-given gift. And we share it with each other, and we work with one another. My message to you is do the same thing. Work with each other, love each other, support each other. Leeds support London. London support Liverpool. Liverpool support. It's up to you to open this space to make this thing grow.
An event like this is very important because, for example, hip-hop teachers can then bring their students and have them inspired by authentic hip-hop, real hip-hop, and the vibe and the energy and the people around it.
It's very, very important to have this kind of things because it gives awareness to everybody.
Today I liked the event and I learned a lot. It's definitely improved my awareness.
The anniversary celebrations was a great success, with about 6,000 people who attended in London and Leeds. The whole purpose of the anniversary was to bring the community together, bridging the gap between adults and youth in order to educate, develop and improve the present state of minds of adults and youth around the world through positive hip-hop culture.